Sweetie Pie, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a different odd type of video. It's just gonna be like a swatch fest initially, but we're also going to kind of talk a little bit. Anyway, hear me out. Hi, my name's Sweetie Pie, aka Melissa. If you've never been to my channel, hi. I do tons of beauty content, so if you are interested in that, make sure you subscribe and check out my video. Scroll down, see the little Sweetie Pie in the corner, click on it, scroll through my channel, see if there's something that you find, attractive, whatever. As I itch my back, I'm so sorry. Anyway, today is going to be kind of like a swatch fest, kind of like a chill video. I wanted to go through, I was doing my eyeshadow palette declutter / eyeshadow palette collection video this year for last year, 2020. And I was going through some of my older palettes that I didn't want to get rid of. And I was looking at some of the shade that was most used in these palettes. So today I just wanted to, sit down. I've got a few of them here. We're going to swatch the shades that are most used in my palettes. We're going to talk about them. I want to talk about why I like these palettes or why I like these shades so much. And honestly, a few of these palettes aren't even palettes that I think I used all that much, but I clearly did when you see the state of some of them. So yeah, if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Let's get into this video, and yeah, let's start with palette number 1. Oh, by the way, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 7. There's 7. I picked 7. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, so the first palette, and I picked this palette off the top of it because this is just the bulkiest palette in the whole collection, and that is the Too Faced Pretty Rich palette. I'm pretty sure this is at least 2 years old, and honestly, I used this palette I don't know, a couple months ago for a video, for palettes I don't really use, and it's still pretty good. I really like a few of the shades in here. I am really in love with still. Especially, you can see I made a huge dent, and this is the shade I'm gonna swatch from this palette, and literally it's so indented. It is this really beautiful gold shade. Am I gonna swatch them? Yeah, I'm gonna swatch them on my hand. This is so chunky, but it's like a glitter with gold pigment embedded in it. And it is so beautiful. It's so pretty. Oh goodness, I was like, did you bring anything to wipe on your hand? Because I did not want to wipe it on my pants. This is like the prettiest gold glitter ever, and I can definitely see why it got a ton of use, because in this palette, as you're looking at it, honestly, I thought maybe this diamond glitterati would have been the one, but it is definitely this gold one. This one too, Princess Cut, is down pretty far, and I can definitely see that. I can see a trend in a lot of these palettes. The pinks and the burgundies apparently are my favorite, and I didn't even know that myself, that I picked out those. I'd like to go through my Instagram and see if I favor pink looks. Do you think I favor pink looks? Let me know. Anyway, next palette we're going to talk about is this little baby. I think this was the very first mini Natasha Denona palette I bought. And here we go with the burgundies. So this is the palette, and for sure the one that I have dug into the hardest is this shade. Ooh, Apollo? Yeah, it's definitely Apollo. And it is this really beautiful deep burgundy shimmer. and it is just so pretty. It's so, so beautiful. And you can see I've kind of got a little bit of hard pan on it as well, which means I was like trying to bump it up and use it wet, and I put a wet brush in it, which is a no-no for your shadows. Just remember that. Okay, I have a couple Juvia's Place palettes. I have the very first Juvia's Place palette I ever purchased. Is the Magic palette. This cost me $80. Like, when shipping and everything came through, I am actually, side note, I am terrified. I have a Beauty Bay package coming, and it literally took 17 days to cross the UK shipping, like the customs. I'm terrified that I'm gonna owe some like huge customs bill. I'm terrified. Anyway, I got plagued with customs. I think it was like $17 for customs, and literally all I had in the package was this palette. And this was like my first Juvia's Place palette and my very first purchase. I think I even did a video like the truth about Juvia's Place, because I was like, oh my god, this is an $80 palette. I used the crap out of this though. I used this so much and I loved it so much. And on top of that, I actually, like, one of the shadows when I opened it they were busted. It was this one. It was Zuba, this really beautiful pink shade. And I was like, seriously? Like, that was just the bummer of all bummers. Still a beautiful palette. I smushed it back together, and here we are today using it again. But the most used shade for sure is this one, Faso. And when I swatch this for you, putting this over a black base is insane. It's so beautiful. It's this like duochrome blue. It's this duochrome blue pink shade. I can definitely see why I use this a ton. I also, in this palette, like, there's not a ton of mattes, and the mattes you do have, like these two at the bottom, are so deep. I would love to actually, like, looks are literally coming to my mind, and I'm sure I've done these before, but like, I want to take this dark purple and put the Faso over top of it. Oh, like a halo eye. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, definitely a palette that I will be keeping probably forever, because it's just like, it's an interesting memory. It taught me something when it came to ordering, and I don't think I've ever paid that much money for, like, to order something ever. And here we are with Beauty Bay though, which is my very first purchase from them, and it is coronavirus time, so I'm giving them a total break on that one. Anyway, let's get into the next one. This is, I think, the only matte shadow that I have to talk about, which honestly is probably just because it takes a lot longer to go through a matte shadow than it does a shimmery one. But here is the Saharan 2 palette. And I love this shade right here. My Saharan 2 does not have names on it. I don't, oh, does it? Oh no, it does have names on it. This one does. I can't remember. One of my palettes does not have a name on it. I think it was supposed to, but it doesn't. This is Zora, and you can see I've literally had some hard pan in this shade because I used it as eyeliner. It is so, so pretty. And it is this beautiful burgundy pinky shade, and you can honestly, you can like sheer it out to be a really beautiful pinky with like a white shadow, or you can go full on pink with this. I love that shadow. Anyway, next palette. This is probably my oldest palette in my whole collection pretty much. And the shadow, oh my god, I think I screwed up here. Oh my gosh, this matte shadow is definitely way further down than the one that I thought. Okay, so this was one of the very first high-end palettes I ever purchased. This is it came with a journal. It's the Too Faced Best Year Ever palette. I will probably never get rid of this, and this is what it looks like. And I do use this from time to time. Now, while I was looking at this, like I was just kind of looking at like this, Marshmallowed, that white shade is definitely got way more of a dent than the one Unwrapped down here, which is the one I was going to pick. So obviously if I swatched Marshmallowed, it's just a matte white. So we're gonna swatch Unwrapped because I actually love this shadow. And again, like, do you see any similarities to the shades that I love in palettes? Now, you could do the white one as well, but I understand that obviously I probably use that every single time I pick up that palette. So it's not really like a favorite shadow. It's more of a necessity. Anyway, buying this and being so scared to spend that much money on an eyeshadow palette, on a piece of makeup, and now I feel like I literally go in and I'm just like, this is what I want, and I don't even look at the price, which is foolish, you know, sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, oh wow, that was a little more expensive than I thought it was going to be. But it's just, it's weird how you kind of get conditioned to realize that these things are like worth that much, when in reality, are they really? I don't know. Anyway, back to the less hard stuff. Solar Flare by BH Cosmetics. Oh my god, this was like before they got like their really amazing formula, but this is a baked eyeshadow palette, and this was like one of the, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to swatch this. Okay, honestly, you can't even really see the impact of this shadow, but it's like this really amazing terracotta, burnt terracotta and green mix, and it's so pretty, but not the best quality palette. You can definitely wet these eyeshadows and get them to look really pretty, but like, I don't know. I'm surprised that that shadow made it into the roster because it's so different from what you can see here. Anyway, last palette. This is, and I'm pretty sure you can actually still get this palette. This is the Flamingo by Violet Voss, and the shade that is definitely the most used in here, which is so ridiculous, is this burgundy down here called Pinwheel. And it's literally almost identical to the one, oops, I just stuck my finger in a different shade. It's almost identical to the one that is in the Natasha Denona, just maybe like a little bit more on the pinky side. But yeah, you can see there is a definite, like, I like pinky. I like pinks, I like purples, and it looks like I kind of like goldy greens as well. So yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't know what this video was, but like I was just going through my palettes and I was like, I want to just kind of talk about this and like swatch what my favorite shades were in some really old palettes and, you know, have a little chat with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it wasn't like super boring for you guys. I'm going to do some like close-ups of these palettes and, you know, all that good jazz for you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys are really keeping safe and, you know, doing what you guys are supposed to be doing in your area, and yeah, all that good stuff. we're doing what we can. We are in like this state of emergency lockdown still. I'm still going to work and we're still, you know, doing our thing, but it is really slow right now and it's slow going, and that's a good thing. That means that everybody's doing, you know, what they're supposed to be doing. All right, well, I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.